Hi, John. I wanted to talk to you about the assessments you did with me last week. Um, First of all, did you have any questions that you thought of since last week about the assessments? Any concerns you've had? How did you feel about taking the assessments? You took four different assessments that all looked at something different, but also that can relate to each other. Um, that's kind of one reason why we do more than one assessment. We get better results looking at how they all relate together than we do just, looking at the one assessment. The Beck Anxiety Inventory looks at how severe your symptoms are, your anxiety symptoms. It also kind of puts into category types of anxiety you experience. It showed that your symptoms are moderate and you have subjective and panic related symptoms of anxiety. So it would be things you feel when you're panicked. Um, any questions about the Beck Anxiety Inventory? This is something, since it was a moderate, so kind of in the middle, we're going to continue to monitor. Probably we'll have you, it's a pretty short assessment, we'll probably have you take it, every once in a while just to see, kind of get an update on how you're doing. Now the other one you took the Beck Hopelessness Scale. This looks at your thoughts and feelings about the future. Um, this is that assessment where you answered 20 true and false statements. The results of this assessment showed that you scored moderately as well for feelings of hopelessness. Many times the hopelessness scale results are really similar to the results from the suicide and depression assessments, which are the ones you also did. Um, any questions about the Beck hopelessness scale, the assessments you took? Um, Now, the Beck Depression Inventory measured how severe your depressive symptoms were. That was the one that kind of asked you how you were feeling over the last 2 weeks and today. It asked you to rate your symptoms. Now, this assessment showed that your symptoms were severe. Um, so this is something we definitely want to monitor. Um, Something that was interesting, that like the hopelessness scale, the depression inventory is often closely related to the suicide assessment. In your case, the scores were very different. They did not relate. Um, so the suicide assessment you took was the Beck scale for suicide ideation, and this measured any presence of suicidal thoughts and then how severe those thoughts were. This score showed that you didn't have any suicidal risk at all, which was very different from the hopelessness and depression assessments. Remember, the hopelessness, they were moderate, and then the depressive assessment was very severe. One possible reason could be that you were maybe confused about questioning, maybe you didn't read the question right. Um, so just to be sure we have accurate results, I want you to take not the whole assessment, but just it's questions 6 through 19, again on the Beck scale for suicidal ideation, that one where you scored really low. Um, and then, take your time, and I'll be here to answer any questions that you have, just so we can make sure that we have really accurate results. Once we have those results from that assessment, we can make a better plan for you that's more likely to be successful the better information we have. Any questions or concerns you have about this right now? Okay, thank you.